A handful of common repayment options, but there's really only two decent options for the vast majority of residents and fellows right now. So the first option is going to be what they call IBR. It stands for income-based repayments. Now, if I were speaking to this crew 5, 6, 7 years ago, and I said, raise your hand, who's doing IBR? Everybody that had loans, they would raise up their hands and say, you know, I'm doing IBR. Who in here now in 2019 is doing IBR? Regular IBR, income-based repayment. Just a few. This was 5 years ago, everybody's hand went off. So let's talk about IBR. IBR was the first of the income-driven options that the government rolled out. If you have direct loans, you're going to be eligible for IBR. IBR is going to be 15% of your discretionary income. IBR does clock time towards public service loan forgiveness. If you are married to somebody that has decent income and doesn't have loans, that might be a scenario where you do IBR because you have the ability to file your taxes separately and only pay based upon your income and not also upon your spouse's income. But subsequent to IBR coming out, a newer program with a lot of the same characteristics came out, and that's called PAYE. Stands for Pay As You Earn. This came out, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago. Now, PAYE is going to be 10% of your discretionary income, whereas IBR was 15%. So right off the bat, you go from, let's assume you're a PGY3, you go from a payment that would be like $400 a month with the 15% down to a payment that's going to be like $275-ish per month on a 10%. So right off the bat, you're saving yourself $125-ish. So that's great. PAYE does clock time towards public service loan forgiveness, if that's the road that you're going down. If you are married, you have the ability to file your taxes separately, if it makes sense, to keep your payment down if your spouse makes money. Now, not everybody is eligible for PAYE, so that might be a scenario where somebody gets knocked out of PAYE. So PAYE is for quote-unquote newer borrowers. So if you had loans before a specific date, you may not be eligible for PAYE. But PAYE is one of the two options where the vast majority of people in here should be on. Show of hands, who in here is doing PAYE? Okay, decent amount of hands. Okay, that's good. Now the next